Hello guys, and welcome back to a brand new Destiny video. Today's video topic is going to be on Crucible. Iron Banner specifically, but Crucible in general. This week, browsing the Destiny game Reddit, I've seen a lot of salt. A lot of Iron Banner salt. A lot of people complaining that Iron Banner is the worst thing to come to Destiny since Prisoner of Elders, basically. People aren't happy with the token system, people aren't happy with the drops, but mostly people aren't happy about the game, Iron Banner itself, being it's stacked up against 4 people, getting team shotted, and losing. People aren't having fun. And I thought to myself, why is that? Because it's not the case for me, who has played Iron Banner solo for the entire week. I mean, I've leveled up over 30 times, and throughout my week I haven't had this glaring issue that everybody else seems to be having of, I can't enjoy Iron Banner because blank reason, I can't enjoy it because of this reason. And so I sat down and I said, what are the things that people are missing out on that I'm not? And I made a small list of about 5 things that I think aren't immediately understood by our community. And so here's this basically. Something that you should go into Iron Banner with immediately is a comfortable loadout. The super that you want to use, the character that you want to use, and the loadout you want to use, weapon-wise. By that I mean, if you don't like the Meta multi-tool and the Uriel's Gift, don't use them. Use what you want to use. Use your Better Devils, use your Raid Scout Rifle, use what you enjoy using. I mean, I had a friend who would literally only play what he enjoyed in Destiny 1, and that was Gunslinger and the Bad Juju. I mean, he never put a point into the Arcstrider equivalent Blade Dancer in Destiny 1. He never played with the Night Stalker. He just used the Bad Juju and the Gunslinger for 3 years. He never had a problem with it. That was it. In this, you have to have the same philosophy. If you want to use, what's it called? The Arcstrider with a setup that isn't the meta and stuff, as long as you're having fun with it, as long as these are the weapons you find you get the most kills on, this is the super that you enjoy the grenade on, or you enjoy the melee on, or you enjoy the ability on, use that, because that puts you in a mental zone that you won't have if you're uncomfortable. If you're using something that just doesn't have the right feel to it, you're going to be in an uncomfortable state when you go into Crucible. Speaking of mental, when you go into the Crucible, you have to have the right mindset. By that I mean, many of these posts that I've seen all claim that the reason why Iron Banner is terrible is because of teammates, because of 4 stacks, because of the Mida and the Uriel, because of like things that have been complained about since day 1. And if that's how you're approaching Crucible, you're in the wrong, unfortunately. If your whole reason for the Crucible being terrible is somebody else's fault, something else's fault, that's not the way to approach it. What you need to do is you need to stop blaming others and fixing yourself. Your team can't capture B the entire game and it's 50-20. It's time to go from B to A. Stop going to B. You have 3 people over there just constantly dying, and then you yourself making a 4th. Everybody's focused over there. Why don't you just scoot over to A? You're getting gunned by team shots. Maybe stop going into every single open area of the map. Start going through tight corridors and stuff that the team isn't like just standing and holding down a lane at. But the main point is that you can't go in there thinking that your teammates are going to fail you and that it's going to be a 4-stack you're up against and everybody's using the Mida. You need to go in there with the positive outlook of like, oh, if this is happening, then this is how I counteract it. If this is happening, this is how I counteract it. You need to learn from your team's mistakes how you can benefit that. The third thing is, and I see so many players not doing this correctly, or even at all, is they're not abusing the jump. Yes, in Destiny 2, jumping, and I think even in Destiny 1 towards the later part, jumping, your accuracy gets decreased heavily. But you're not using it as a reliance, like, to stay there and hold an angle or something like that. You need to use jumping for what its true purpose is, and that's repositioning yourself to get an advantage over your enemy. Let's say you're in a gunfight and you lose that gunfight, but you're still alive. Most likely, your enemy's still bloodthirsty and wants to chase you down for that kill. Turn a corner, wait for him to be in range on your radar, jump into the air. I don't know how many times somebody has run blatantly through, especially Titans, because they think they can shoulder charge anything, and they just bust through the room, and I'm above them with a last hope, and I've got their crit spot right below me, and I'm already aiming it. You know how difficult it is on a console, on a controller, even with the highest sensitivity, to reposition and re-aim above you when you're getting shot at? It's very difficult. Take advantage of jumping. Take advantage of somebody being bloodthirsty and wanting to chase you down. Make sure that they regret chasing you into that room, because that'll tilt somebody like a mother. Have you ever chased somebody down and been team shot and been outplayed and you just hate your life after that? Take advantage of jumping. Also take advantage of Titan walls, because that's another thing that I see. Like, put a Titan wall in a small corridor that's holding. Like, people can't walk through that, and if they do, now they're one shot, so you can just punch them. Like, take advantage of Titan walls too, because you're all putting them in terrible spots that I can just jump over and kill you. Put them in spots where I can't jump over them, like literal hallways is the best place. Put them in a hallway. I can't do anything now. That's blocked off. Just hold the angle the other way. I go there, you're gonna have the first shot on me. Take advantage of Titan walls, take advantage of jumping. To go back to a previous statement where I said that everybody's at B, and for some odd reason your team can't take B. I mentioned going to their point, their home point, their spawn point, whichever one that is, A or C, and taking that. Because how it mostly works is that everybody's focused on what's in front of them. People naturally tunnel vision in this game, and in every game, and stuff. And so they're only focused on what's directly in front of them. And if the focus is on B, and that's how it's been for the entire game, you will most likely be able to solo cap A or C, no problem. If somebody shows up, it's usually the one person that shows up. There's almost never going to be two people showing up unless you're up against a 4-stack that's communicating and sweating like a mother. And in that case, it's just like unlucky. But in most cases, when everybody's focused on one thing, you have the advantage of changing that. Go to A, set that up. Now your team has advantage of 2 points. Let's say they decide to move all to A. Most of the time, people are going to get flustered and confused. How did they get A? 3 people to 2 people are going to move over there. Your team that's been trying to cap B the entire time, that's a man advantage right now. They're going to get B. The other team's going to go back to A. So what you have to do is you have to think to yourself, if I was the enemy, what would I be going to right now? Would I rotate back to B? Would I rotate back to here? Would I rotate here? And you have to out-rotate. You have to think to yourself, where would I be going right now? I would be going here. I would be going here. Most of the time, your enemy is going to go to the point that isn't occupied because they want to capture that to gain control again. What you need to do is, if you've just captured A and they're going back to A while you capture B, you're going to know that they're going to see that B is controlled and that they're recapturing A. They're going to want to go to C now. So they're going to go all the way over there. So then you're going to have to out-rotate that by not going to where they're going. You always need to go away from the enemy. Because if you're out-rotating them, sure, the advantages are going to swap back and forth constantly, but it's allowing for your team to always keep the edge because you're occupying in your head, where do I need to go next? 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 I can't tell you how many games in Iron Banner I've just solo capped like 6 different places just because of the fact that that's my objective, is My entire team is focused on one thing, and their entire team is focused on gaining control back, while my objective is to ruin their control, ruin and dissipate all control that they have. And that's just constantly out-rotating. That's such a big factor that people don't take into account. They just think, oh, my team can never take B, we all suck, blah, 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 blah. If my team was good, we'd have B already. No, you don't think that. Instead, you think to yourself, where's the least amount of resistance? That's how you break through a wall. You don't go through the boulder. You go through the crack. And last but not least, what everybody's been complaining about is nobody knows how to hold 2 points correctly. And the biggest reason nobody knows how to hold 2 points correctly is greed. This game is full of greedy players. You yourself included are a greedy player. And the best way to control that is to not overextend. I know you want that kill. I know he's one shot, but if he escapes, it's fine. Your job when you're holding 2 points is to hold your lane and understand what you're up against. And that is that you have 2 control points, you're at advantage, and they have to come to you. Think of the highways of the game. Where does everybody run through? Hold down that lane, hold down that spot, watch your radar, there they come through. Shoot those people. If they escape, it's fine. Not letting them through is your objective. Chasing them down is how you lose control of the game. If you get somebody one shot and you think to yourself, I can go behind that corner and get them, guess what? Their entire team's behind that corner. Play the game with the mentality of if you can't see them in front of you, they're all there. You go around that corner to that one-shot guy, there's 3 people waiting for you. Stay back, stay in control. You don't need to chase. You're in the lead right now. You are in control. They have to come to you to win the game. Hold your lane and don't get greedy. And if you do any of these things that I've said or all these things, you'll find that your games are more enjoyable. You'll find that Iron Banner isn't this monster that Destiny's or Bungie's created to destroy your fun in Destiny. You'll find that Iron Banner is more enjoyable, that you can have fun playing solo in Crucible and stuff. Everybody's saying, you know, Destiny Crucible is the worst Crucible of all time, and sure, you know, I'm not the advocate of Destiny Crucible is great. I think there are a lot of things that need to be changed and stuff. One of them being high caliber rounds. I mean, flinch is ridiculous, but if you just take any of the things that I've told you and you apply them to your game, you'll find a different Crucible that you haven't been playing. And that Crucible is enjoyable. Thank you for watching, and hopefully I'll see you next time. If you did enjoy, please share it with your friends so that they can enjoy Crucible as well. And see you later.